wanted to talk to you about something real quick, man. I was out here sitting at the container conversion, had to drop a couple displays off, and I was just thinking about, are we slaves to possessions of possessions? I have been there, where you literally working to impress someone, or you go in debt to impress someone, or you have your money up but you make unwise decisions because you're trying to keep up with the crowd and you're trying to blend in. I mean, I've been there. And that photo that I got up on there, that was my house in Newport. That was the first house that I bought out the prison. So after doing a decade in prison, my second year out, I was able to buy a house. So my second year, I bought a house, and I was on a corner lot. Had the the Suburban and a show vehicle and a rec, and a work truck. You know what I mean? Um, I thought I was living the American dream, so to speak. You know what I mean? But but that pie wasn't what I thought. It was going to taste like, so to speak. You know how we think that once we get to a certain level in life and we have finances and you think you got the family, you got the picket fence, you think everything's supposed to work out because this is what you was told, but then you realize that it doesn't. Like, it's just a lot of it is a facade, a lot of it is perception of oneself or of how you view things and your happiness. So it's all about how you see yourself as being happy. Ain't nothing wrong with possessions, but I think it is something wrong once you get the possessions and you put them before God and your family. That's what I feel like. Once you really, really be real selfish and all you are concerned about is you and your gain and your look, that's when it started getting detrimental. And as you see on that photo, I had a couple homies in there, and I really wanted to say that because the guys in there, we didn't really just fall out, but we don't talk no more. I haven't talked to them in a long time, but we used to talk all the time when I stayed in that town. That's actually Newport, Arkansas, where my baby girl is born and where she's from. She was born in Newport, Arkansas, and she's from Newport, Arkansas. So she's a Newport baby, literally. And while I was down there, man, I really got a chance to accomplish some things coming out of prison. I got a chance to do some things that I never imagined that I could do. And I was trying to do things by the system. I was trying to do things, you know, thinking of the streets once things got tough. And I just realized, man, going through all of that, I made a lot of bad decisions based on possessions, based on being a slave to possessions, thinking I had to have this or that. You know what I mean? And when life could have been so much simpler, and I could have been so much ahead if I wouldn't allow that to happen. And you know how I go. Greed is something, man, that greed is a spirit. I think that it takes form in any person, any gender of a person. You know what I mean? So I think that it's good that we really, really come to grasp on um, what we want in life, what's really important, you know. And I was talking to my aunt the other day, man, and she said something to me that really, really touched me. She said, "Where do you go when you go to sleep?" That's how she said it. And I was like, I don't know, a dream. I don't really necessarily know where I go, what state of, I know I'm unconscious, but you don't know where you go. And she was like, "So if you die in your sleep, you just slip right on along and you won't even know you're gone, would you?" And I was like, "No." And then I thought about it. That's how my mom died. She died in her sleep. And she said, "So why worry about certain things you can't change? Why, you know, hold hate and ill will in your heart? Let it go. Let it go and enjoy what life you have, because all we can do is do the best with what we got. And as we learn, as we know better, we do better. So you can't just get all caught up and waste a lot of time because your parents might wasn't there like they supposed to, or your siblings might wasn't there, or someone treated you bad. And truly, those are reasons to, to be upset, to have anger at times, but to let it affect your life, nah. I think we have to get big and be the bigger person to let certain things go, man. Everybody got different pain, different situations, from dealing with spouses, from parents, from fathers, from mothers, from um, maybe foster parents. I mean, we all got something that we was going through that maybe you holding on to something, maybe keeping you back. And you might had it with possessions. You might had your flaws with possessions covering up, without actually working on it. You know what I mean? And then you get to a point where you lose all of your possessions, and you just look around, and the friends that you thought you had, the people that you thought you had in your corner, you realize that a lot of them was there because of the possessions you was obtaining, because of what you was doing. It wasn't necessarily because they messed with you, because if they did, they'd have still been messing with you, in the midst of the storm. You know how it go. So sometimes I think it's wise that we consider that, and we just, there's nothing wrong with having possessions, man. But when you put it before your family, before God, before your health, you know what I mean? It's not wise. Also read one time and said that your relationships with God and your family and your true friends are like glass balls. If you drop one, you could crack it, damage it. It'll never be the same. But a job is like a basketball. If you drop it, you can bounce yourself into another situation. You can bounce yourself into that situation. But if you drop what's valuable, it'll never be the same. Never. It'll always have a, not saying that it still won't be the ball, but it'll always have a blemish there to let you know that you dropped it. You know what I mean? Now, that's something that you're going to have to forgive yourself for, because we mess up and we drop the balls, man. Being fathers, being providers, we try to do different things. And when you don't know, and that's a big thing, you know, for people that didn't have the proper guidance, man. A lot of things you don't know. You learn as you go. And hopefully you have an OG or someone that can give you some game. And if you don't have that, you just bumping your head as you go. And I remember a guy said it's better to learn from others' mistakes than yours, because you won't live long enough to learn from all of yours. You can still die in that mistake when you could have overcame that and went to another level, but you were stuck there. So I just think it's something wise just to think about, to really focus on bettering ourselves, and not becoming slaves to possessions. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to say that, man. It was just something that was on my mind. And it's all about breaking change this year. Don't let nothing hold you back. Don't let no hate hold you back. Um don't let no unforgiveness hold you back. If you need to let that go to that person, forgive them. They forgive you. It don't matter. You did it. You moved on, because one thing about the past is in the past. And before I let you go, for those who familiar with the scriptures and familiar with the Old Testament, when Lot wife and they was fleeing from Sodom and Gomorrah, when they was about to destroy that city or that area or whatnot, they was told not to look back. So don't look back. Stay focused on the path. Keep going. If you look back, you're gonna be turned into a pillar of salt. She looked it back. She turned into a pillar of salt. His wife did. I think it was something that she was missing, something that she wanted to hold on to, something she just didn't quite want to let go of, and it caused her to lose her life prematurely. And I think that story applies to all of us, man. Sometimes we need to stay focused, and we look back, and it causes us to slow down. This talk causes us to get salty. It causes us to get bitter, and we get stuck in a situation where we can't get out of because we keep looking back. You know what I mean? Let it go, man. Let it go. Let's be wise, and not become slaves of possessions, but let possessions be our slaves. Let money become your slave. Use it, abuse it. Use it to do what you need to do to help your people, to get yourself in a better situation. Don't abuse people. Abuse the money. That's what it's for. It don't have feelings. It ain't got emotions. You know what I mean? Let it work for you. You know what I mean? That way you can be able to do other things, to do what you enjoy. If you enjoy working certain things, you know what I mean? So just wanted to say that, man, because I've been there, you know. I've been on both sides of the fence, so I most definitely understand. So I just want to salute everyone today and just say, don't become a slave of possessions. Hog on.